Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so if you clicked on this video, there's a chance one of two things is happening. Either you're sitting in an airport right now, completely exhausted, staring at a departure board that just told you your flight isn't leaving until tomorrow, or you're doing what smart travelers do, which is preparing before something like this happens. Either way, I am so glad you're here. My name is Sarita, and I've been a flight attendant for 15 years. I have seen the inside of more airports than I can count, and I have watched far too many times as passengers stood at a gate counter not knowing what to ask for, not knowing what they were entitled to, and walking away with nothing when they deserved so much more. Today, I want to change that for you. I'm going to walk you through everything: your rights, how to get a hotel voucher, what to say, and especially how to make sure our senior travelers and anyone needing extra assistance gets the support they deserve. Let's get into it. Why long delays happen, and why airlines stay quiet. Let's start with a little honesty, because I think you deserve it. When your flight gets delayed by more than 24 hours, the airline's first instinct is not to rush to you with a list of everything they owe you. I say that not to be harsh. I've worked alongside incredible airline staff, but it's simply the reality of how these situations are managed. Information, unfortunately, is not always volunteered. So why do these massive delays happen in the first place? The most common reason is what we call an act of God or force majeure event: severe weather, a volcanic eruption, extreme fog. Airlines love this category, and here's why it matters to you. In many cases, they use it to reduce their financial obligation to passengers. If a delay is classified as extraordinary circumstances, some compensation rules don't apply in the same way. The second most common reason? Mechanical or technical issues. A part needs replacing. The aircraft isn't airworthy. This one is fully within the airline's control, and your rights are much stronger here. The third reason is crew availability. Pilots or flight attendants timing out on their legally allowed working hours. Again, this is an operational issue, not an act of nature. Here's what I want you to remember. The reason for your delay matters. Always, always ask a gate agent, politely, why the flight is delayed. Get it in writing if you can, or take a photo of the departure board. That information becomes important later when you're filing for compensation or a refund. Your rights, what the airline must provide now. Let's talk about what you are actually owed. This is the part airlines don't put on big signs, and I think that's a shame. In the United States, the rules have gotten clearer recently. The Department of Transportation now requires airlines to provide, at no cost to you, hotel accommodations, ground transportation to and from the hotel, and meal vouchers when a delay is caused by something within the airline's control and you're stuck overnight. This applies to delays that are the airline's fault, like mechanical issues or crew problems. If the delay is due to weather or something truly outside their control, they are not legally required to provide a hotel, but many airlines will still offer vouchers as a goodwill gesture, especially if you ask. And I'll tell you exactly how to ask in a moment. If you're flying in or out of Europe or on a European carrier, the rules under EU Regulation EC 2612/2004 are even stronger. You may be entitled to financial compensation of up to $600 per person on top of meals, hotel, and transport, depending on the length of the delay and the flight distance. For international flights more broadly, your rights depend on the airline's country of registration and where you're flying. Always check, and I'll say this gently but firmly, don't just take the gate agent's word for it in the moment. Look it up. The airline's own website will have a passenger rights section, usually buried, but it's there. One more thing, keep every single receipt. If the airline fails to provide meals or a hotel and you have to pay out of pocket, those receipts are your ammunition for reimbursement later. I've seen passengers recover hundreds of dollars simply because they saved their dinner receipt. The magic words you need to say at the gate. All right, this is one of my favorite chapters because this is where I get to give you something practical and immediate. When you approach the gate counter or customer service desk after a long delay is announced, most people say something like, "What's going on with my flight?" That's fine. But here's what I want you to say instead. "I understand there's a significant delay. Can you please tell me whether this qualifies me for a hotel voucher, meal vouchers, and ground transportation? And can you provide those to me now?" That's it. You are not being rude. You are not making a scene. You are simply demonstrating that you know what exists, and that completely changes the dynamic of the conversation. Airline staff are trained to assist passengers, but they're also managing chaos at the desk. If you don't ask specifically, you may not be offered these things automatically, especially during a rush when dozens of passengers are in line. A few more phrases that I've seen work beautifully over the years. "I'd like to be rebooked on the next available flight, please. Can you check partner airlines as well?" Airlines can sometimes book you on a competing carrier if it gets you home faster. They won't tell you this unless you ask. "Can I have that in writing, or can you email me a summary of what's being provided?" This protects you. "I'm traveling with what additional support is available?" More on this in a moment. And if the agent at the desk says they can't help, politely ask to speak with a supervisor or the airline's duty manager. Those two words, duty manager, open doors that regular agents sometimes can't. Hotel vouchers. How to actually get one. Let me walk you through this practically because the process matters. The moment a long delay is announced, especially if it's going to push past midnight, do not wait. I cannot stress this enough. Move immediately to the customer service desk or the airline's rebooking counter. The queue fills up within minutes, and hotels near airports have a limited number of rooms held for airline vouchers. When you get to the desk, step 1, ask clearly for a hotel voucher, meal vouchers, and transport. Use the language from Chapter 3. Step 2, if they offer you a voucher, confirm the hotel has available rooms before you leave the counter. Ask the agent to call and confirm. Some vouchers are issued for hotels that are already full. I've seen this happen, and it leaves passengers stranded. Step 3. Ask about ground transportation. Most airlines will provide a shuttle or reimburse a taxi. Don't assume it's automatic. Ask for the transport vouchers separately. Step 4. Before you leave the airport, ask the agent, "What time do I need to return tomorrow, and will there be a shuttle back?" Get that information locked in. Now, what if they deny your voucher request or say the delay qualifies as weather-related and they aren't offering hotels? Here's what I tell passengers. Be persistent, be polite, and document everything. Take the agent's name if you can, note the time, and then go online, right there at the airport, and file a formal complaint with the airline through their website. You can also escalate to your country's aviation authority. In the US, that's the Department of Transportation. In the UK, it's the Civil Aviation Authority. Filing a complaint isn't aggressive. It's your right. Also, check your travel insurance and credit card benefits. Many premium travel credit cards include trip delay coverage that kicks in after 6 to 12 hours. You may be reimbursed for hotel and meals even if the airline won't cover it. Check your card's benefits guide. Special support for seniors and passengers who need extra help. This chapter is especially close to my heart. In 15 years, some of my most memorable experiences have involved older passengers, grandparents flying alone to see family, seniors on the trip of a lifetime, caught in a long delay with no idea who to ask or what to do. It breaks my heart every time because the support is there. It's just not always visible. If you are a senior traveler, or if you're helping plan travel for an older parent or grandparent, here is what I want you to know. Request a special assistance designation in advance. When booking, you can request wheelchair assistance, help through security, and escort services, even if the person can walk, but needs more time or gets fatigued easily. This also flags the passenger in the system so that staff pay closer attention during disruptions like delays. If a long delay happens, go to the gate agent immediately and identify yourself or your family member as needing assistance. Use the words "Special Assistance Passenger." This triggers a different protocol in most airlines. Ask specifically, "Is there a quiet area or priority seating where my mother/father can wait?" Many airports have loaner wheelchairs, rest areas, and medical staff nearby. But again, you often have to ask. Medications are critical. If you or a senior traveling companion takes medication that needs refrigeration, or if a 24-hour delay puts you in danger of running out of a prescription, tell the airline immediately. This escalates the urgency of your situation and may qualify you for priority rebooking on medical grounds. Always carry enough medication in your carry-on for at least 48 hours beyond your planned trip. This is advice I give every single passenger. For travelers with anxiety or cognitive challenges, a long delay can be genuinely distressing, not just an inconvenience. If you're traveling with someone who has dementia or significant anxiety, ask the airline's customer service team directly for a quiet waiting space, a dedicated staff contact, and priority boarding when the flight resumes. These accommodations exist. You just have to request them. You deserve to be taken care of. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself or your loved one. Your delay survival kit. What should always be in your carry-on? I want to leave you with something practical that you can act on today before you ever face a delay. Think of this as your travel insurance policy in a bag. Here's what I personally keep in my carry-on and what I recommend every passenger carry. 1. A portable phone charger, power bank. During a delay, your phone is everything. Your rebooking tool, your documentation device, your lifeline to family. Keep it charged. 2. Any prescription medication. At minimum, 48 extra hours worth. Always. No exceptions. 3. A change of clothes or at minimum, fresh undergarments. If your delay turns into an overnight situation, this matters more than you think. 4. Snacks. Airport food is expensive and meal vouchers sometimes take time to process. A granola bar has saved my sanity more than once. 5. A printed copy of your booking confirmation and travel insurance details. If your phone dies, you still have your information. 6. A lightweight travel pillow or neck pillow. Airport chairs are not kind to anyone, especially after 12 hours. 7. Your airline's customer service phone number saved in your phone, not just the app. Call centers and airport desks can offer different options, and having both gives you flexibility. And finally, travel insurance. If you don't have it, please look into it before your next trip. Comprehensive travel insurance that covers trip delays, medical emergencies, and lost luggage is genuinely worth every penny. I've seen it save passengers thousands of dollars. Consult your insurance provider to find what works for your situation. All right, my friends, let's bring it home. Here's what I want you to walk away knowing today. A 24-hour delay is stressful, but it doesn't have to be a disaster. You have rights. You have a voice. And now you have the words and the knowledge to advocate for yourself clearly and confidently. Ask for what you're entitled to. Document everything. Look out for the seniors in your travel group. And pack that carry-on like you mean it. You are a prepared traveler now, and that makes all the difference. If this video helped you, even a little, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of these insider guides. I put these together for you, and knowing they're actually landing in the hands of people who need them means the world to me, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever been stuck in a long delay? Did the airline step up or leave you hanging? Share your story. Your experience might help someone else who's watching. Next time, I'm pulling back the curtain on something I get asked about constantly. What flight attendants really think when you board the plane, and the silent assessments we make in the first few minutes. You're going to want to see that one. Until then, safe travels, Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.